Oh wow, a new Minecraft spin-off game. You get to build structures, an army, and it looks like there's going to be lore about the Nether? This is awesome! I'm going to pre-order this right away. 5 weeks later. Okay, well, this isn't quite what I was expecting from the story. 5 hours later. The gameplay isn't amazing. 5 minutes later. Yeah, this game is bad. Okay, so, you might have had a better experience with this game than I have, but I will preface this with 3 things. First, this video is my thoughts alone. If you share them, cool. If you don't, awesome. Secondly, this will probably end up being negative, as I do not like the game. And finally, I will be as constructive as I possibly can be to avoid this being just a hate video. However, I did give them my money. If I'm not getting fun out of it, I'm at least getting a video. So, let's start off with the first part. The gameplay. I want you to think of Minecraft itself. A fun little sandbox game. There are so many memories held within this game. So many things that you have yet to tap the full potential of. But it also has a few bad things to go along with the good things. Now, with Minecraft Legends, it pushes all the good things in Minecraft aside, such as either not including many of the existing mobs, or making them entirely pointless. Now, that is more of a general design issue than it is a gameplay issue, but it leads me to the biggest issue. They didn't take a lot of the good from Minecraft, but they sure took the bad parts. In Minecraft, a single-player world is ran off of a private server operated on your PC, and the game runs processes, which are like saving files, if I remember correctly, about every 5 minutes. This causes your single-player game to lag somewhat, but it's not that big of a deal. Minecraft Legends cranks that up to an 11! Even if you play single-player, offline, with your Wi-Fi completely off, the game constantly lags. And like I said, Minecraft can lag about every 5 minutes, but I mean constantly when I say that Minecraft Legends has a lag issue. Minecraft is also an easy game, but Legends is a real-time strategy, where you are literally at war. And as a bonus note, you can't pause this game. This was clearly made with multiplayer as the main focus. But like, even that isn't very good. It's just not. One thing is that recalling your units will also recall your friends' units while they're in battle. In my single-player experience, I would have liked to even be able to recall certain types of units, but the fact that you steal your teammates' units is much more of an issue. Also, this game is super buggy. Bits of the menu will stay on the screen sometimes, and also the menu can lag even worse than the game sometimes. One thing I can't tell if it's the lag, or the game being buggy, is when I rubber band back to a certain place. Is it the game perhaps just being confused and is registering me as being stuck on a block that I'm trying to walk over? Or is it somehow rubber banding like an online server? No idea. Anyways, there's still more issues. Building in this game can be interesting, certainly. I got the Switch version, just to let you know, which could very well be inferior, but in terms of the game running on a native server, Nintendo Online can't be the source of problem of the lag, because I had my Wi-Fi turned off anyways. But in terms of building, joysticks do not do this game any justice. It's hard to position things how you want. You can't control the camera and building at the same time, as they are both the same stick. The auto camera does not help out either, especially because the angle is a bit low, but that is visually appealing, I suppose. There's also the fact that a lot of the bases you need to raid to progress are very high up. To get up high, you build a ramp. they are hard to build quickly, build well, and build at all, since there is a height limit, which is very short. One last lovely thing about ramps is that units absolutely adore the idea of walking off of them. There's also fall damage in this game, so it can very well kill them. But honestly, it's better when they die, because if they die, they aren't just stuck somewhere, taking up your summoning limit, until you recall them, along with every other unit that might be fighting at the same time. Also, I know this gameplay part of the video is getting kinda long, but there's just one more thing, which is resource gathering. As someone who is majoring in game design, I know that you may have to sacrifice some things for others, or you might just want your game to go in a certain direction. The resource gathering is very weird though. Each biome only has like 2 or 3 resources in it, counting stone and wood. You can just go to another biome if you want more of a resource, sure. But a minor issue is that, again, there's no pausing when you check the map to see what is in a certain biome. That is not the biggest issue though, because unless you are currently in battle, which you shouldn't be checking the map anyways in that case, it's not going to be that big of an issue, except for at the start of the game, where every day there is like a village getting raided or something, and you need to defend it. And then there's also the fact that when you're battling, you will likely just be in one biome the entire time, and that's when you need resources the most. Good units require more than one type of resource as well, but I mean spamming weak units is an option, it's just slow and pretty annoying. This is kinda solved by the fact that villages will collect resources for you, and there's even an upgrade that can make it so that collecting one chest collects from all of them to get every biome's resource. Awesome, right? No, not really. That kinda just throws out the point of gathering resources yourself, because it's inferior in almost every other way. I mean, you could maybe grab some wood in the middle of battle, but you have to leave the area because bases take up a ton of space and have no resources in them that help with this issue at least. If you leave though, more enemies are just going to spawn, your units are going to die, and some special enemies will respawn if you take too long. So, if you run out of a resource, you kinda just have to stick with it until you die. Because dying is actually kinda helpful. You respawn at the last village that you were at, which is usually the closest because you fast traveled there anyways. And if you're quick, you won't suffer many consequences, while being able to collect from the chest. Also, there is one more resource that I want to mention, which is these towers that you find. To collect these towers, you need to spend prismarine, something very precious, to get an upgrade so that you can find the tower and pick it up. You cannot make more of these, as far as I know, and if it breaks, it is gone for good. This was such a waste of prismarine, when I could have just gotten a bigger inventory or more summoning slots. Okay though. Okay. That's enough about the gameplay aspects. This next part will be pretty subjective, but I want to talk about how the game treats Minecraft as a source material. Before the actual gameplay, you have your skins, and what's weird is that Steve and Alex are not playable skins. I mean, they might be kinda bland, but they could have at least had one skin that resembled Steve, maybe even with some armor on it. Anyways, going back to a previous point, I said that a lot of existing mobs from Minecraft were pointless in this game, and they are. Pigs, cows, ocelots, wolves, etc., etc. None of these matter. You can find most mobs, and they'll even follow you if you try to gather them, but they don't fight or anything. Not even ones that would fight normally. The game also doesn't take advantage of mobs such as iron golems, which are just not in this game as far as I know. You do make golems in this game, and there's even one that uses iron as a resource. Can you guess what that golem is? It's the grindstone golem. Grindstones don't even use iron! The golems that are added are cool and all, I will say. They are pretty awesome. But knowing that they will never be in Minecraft sucks. I would also really have loved iron golems. It would make this game feel so much more like a Minecraft spin-off, and it could be an amazingly good heavy unit, since it seems like those are not a common thing in this game whatsoever. Vindicators seem to be kinda reworked into the game, but they're like kinda okay, and come very late into the game. They're just really underwhelming for having been one of the strongest mobs in the overworld in vanilla Minecraft. I would have loved to see something like the Evoker as a magical type of unit. There is one unit that can summon more units, but I will not spoil that. This is a very minor complaint, but the ore generation just feels wrong. Of course, they can't really make you go mining in a real-time strategy game, but redstone and stuff just being on the surface is weird. There's not even any caves or ravines in it. Like, mine is the first word in the title. Again, it would be weird if you yourself went mining, but they could have just made it so that there was like a cave opening that you sent the allays into. I don't know. That would have made a little bit more sense. Then there's also the enemy variety. This game, of course, is based around the overworld and Nether, so I don't expect them to have anything like the Warden or Enderman in it. What I can expect, however, is a ghast, maybe something other than piglins too. There's a lot of variety of piglins in this, but at the end of the day, all the enemies are pretty much piglins, and the Nether is not just piglins. They could have at least had some of them ride striders, or even used piglin brutes, you know? Something that already exists in Minecraft. I'm not expecting blazes or wither skeletons, because those are suspected to be man-made sort of things, given that they're in nether fortresses, but still. The next part here might be short, but I want to talk about the writing. It's not like terrible, I mean. It's just a story. That's really what it is. It's just a story with no real purpose, if you get what I mean. You are from the normal Minecraft universe, and yes, that does imply that there is a Minecraft multiverse. So anyways, you get dragged to the other universe to help, but there's one thing about that. So many people wanted this to take place in the normal Minecraft universe. We wanted lore, we wanted to know why so many things are in the Nether, and what people had done to it. There are so many mysteries in Minecraft. And we don't even get any hints to other things in this game, because every zombie in this world is a zombie villager. There aren't even zombies that look like Steve in this game. Also, I want to bring up, the way that piglins are written is kinda problematic. They are just an entire species of greedy, evil pig people. I don't even feel comfortable saying that, but that's what they're boiled down to in this game. In Minecraft, though, they can be kinda chill, so long as you wear gold, I mean, but there's more than just that. They have an entire civilization, they trade, they have ranks, they even develop weapons, and it is so crazy how they boiled them down to this. Like, Mojang is not okay with you holding a dolphin's fin in the water, but it is okay with this kind of writing. Every time the sort of protectors of this universe talk, they also just say things like, "Those vile, evil, horrible, disgusting piglins are at it again." I don't know. It's just kinda... It doesn't feel great. This last bit I have a problem with is something in its own right. They are emphasizing the marketplace, which, to put it plainly, is DLC. The game has hardly been out, and there are so many problems with it, and they are already worried about selling DLC, when it's just been a mess, quite frankly. These do look like completely different adventures, so I'm sure that they're worth the price tag, possibly even double it, if it weren't for the fact that you had to buy this game for $40 before that. There are some things that are free to download that you can just play. Those look pretty fun, such as one where you play as a llama, but like, those don't fix the glaring issues with the game. They just kind of add a little bit more content. And don't get me wrong, $40 is a good price for a game, but I have gotten more quality for less many times before. I did want to make this constructive though, so I will calm down. I will start by focusing on what I liked about the game. The building, I think it was okay. I did, have complaints about it earlier, but aside from the ramps and stuff, the walls built well, and while the game doesn't tell you that you can do so, if you have sections that can't be built for whatever reason, it just skips those parts. And it also skips the parts that proceed afterwards, but it's very helpful for when you're wanting to build a wall quickly, and things are starting to clip into each other, because the joystick problem, it is a problem. I also like how zombies are immune to poison damage, which does somewhat test your Minecraft knowledge, or at least your ability to read quick tip menus. The tip didn't, however, tell me if this applied to skeletons as well, which would make sense, but a lot of this game isn't pulling from the source material, so that is something I'm still uncertain about. I do appreciate the ability to create wells, although I did not do that much. I chose a poor location early on in the game, so that I could fast travel near to a mob homestead, but it quickly got destroyed in a part of the story where those places were overrun. And also, these wells cost prismarine, which I already told you, is a very valuable resource. Being able to make fast travel places is very good though. It is unfortunate that these places do not gather resources for you, but the villages that exist are already pretty good at doing that, I suppose, even though you have more villages for certain resources than for others. But, that's more of a nitpick. Leaning into more of a suggestion side of things, though, I think that the multiplayer needs fixing, clearly. While a good start is making it so that you cannot recall your teammates as units, there just needs to be a better lobbying system, maybe more modes, things like that. I don't really care what game they take inspiration from. Like, as long as it has online play, they can, make it more like that games. Anything is probably just as good or better than what they currently have. On the topic of recalling, I do think that there should be an option to recall only units of a certain type, which would not be too difficult to do. You recall by using a unit spawner, and there are only destroy, spawn, and recall options currently. For consoles, they would have no trouble adding in a fourth button to recall that type of unit for the spawner that you're standing at. This way, you can say, let your backline of skeletons maintain their position and keep out enemies from afar, while redirecting your cobble golems, a melee unit, somewhere else. I would also like for the base game to have better unit variety, because there are a lot of cool mobs in Minecraft, even just limiting yourself to the overworld. The Guardians are possibly a construct of sort in the Minecraft lore, so Legends could have let us create them like their golems. I mean, it is a bit late since Prismarine is like a very valuable resource in the game, but if you get enough upgrades, why not let the player choose to spend their Prismarine on an Elder Guardian? The same deal can go for Blazes, as some piglins have Blaze Rods, but there are no Blazes present on their side. Blaze Rods could be a resource that they drop, and you could make Blazes from them potentially. And piglins, unlike zombie piglins, they are not immune to fire. There's already a burning effect in the game. Why not give a unit the ability to burn the enemy? The only problem is that I think that Zoglins are immune to fire, but they could just make them immune to fire, that's about it. Heck, they could even go real out there and add the Warden, or some unique deep dark enemy. Maybe even snow golems, that could be fun too. In one of the Marketplace DLC, one of the free ones I mean, it seems that llamas are the focus, and like, yeah. Llamas have a spit attack in Minecraft, and are underutilized. So why not let the wild llamas in Legends keep that spit attack? Or even let wolves fight too, since they are already a mob that can fight in normal Minecraft. I just think that this game had a lot of potential, and it still does. But they don't seem to want to use that potential, and are dumping their resources into the marketplace even. But, yeah, I've complained for a bit now. So thanks to everybody for watching. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.